Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I figured I'd come outside and sit in my backyard of my beautiful Airbnb here in Southern California. I got this amazing, turf backyard with an orange tree, and, why not just come out here and just shoot some content for you all, right? So as the title of this video suggests, yes, I want to talk about Dean Guitars and their booth and their display for the Namm show here in 2024. Now, I've always been heavily invested in Dean Guitars. They're always good to me, and I always do my best to be good to them as well because, I love the people behind the brand, and people like Chris Canella, for example. We've become pretty good friends, and it was such a joy to see him today, for example. So I went upstairs to their private booth, their private showing, and let me tell you, everybody, I haven't been this excited for a Dean Guitars lineup probably since I started this channel. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm in the honeymoon phase because I just went and saw them today at the show. They're crushing it. Now, while I was there, I filmed the entire display, and I'm going to splice it into this video and share it with you all. So yeah, let's just dive on in, man. If you're brand new to my channel, be sure to subscribe. Thank you so much. So, looking at my footage here, and we'll cut to it right now, we have a lot of guitars to talk about. Now, not an entire huge giant wall, but we have some very specific guitars to talk about. And that's kind of the theme here in 2024, either Dean Guitars or just any company. There's not a lot, an abundance of guitars, with the exception of ESP, but it's quality over quantity. That's kind of the theme of the show that I would explain. Starting with Dean Guitars, we have several kind of mid-tier to lower tier guitars that we can purchase. And to the best of my knowledge, these are from the 79 series, and there's one in particular that really sticks out to me, and that is the beautiful Cadillac Silverburst. Now, I wish the fretboard was either blacked out or maple or some kind, but that being said, Silverburst Cadillac, get out of town, dude. I absolutely love it. We also have a tobacco burst, we also have a hardtail black version, and a slime version. Now, let's call it how it is. I'm not naive to this, and you aren't as well. These are very similar and reminiscent of the famous guitars that Daryl Abbott played, Dimebag Darrell from the band Pantera and Damageplan. I think it's fair to say that they're kind of leaning into the nostalgia with those guitars and with that player, and they're re-releasing those guitars here in 2024 for a very affordable price. These guitars, these MLs and this Cadillac, they range from $560 to give or take $700-800, which is really affordable, especially here in 2024. Moving right along, we have a blacked out Exile Select. It is a bolt-on with some Fishmans and a Floyd. That's, I think, a guitar we've seen in the past. I don't think that's new. Forgive me if I'm speaking, wrongly, but I feel like I've seen something like that, but it was here at the show. Then we also have a Thoroughbred and two Nash Vegas guitars, which I know we have seen in the past. Getting right into the new things that I want to talk about, the things I'm really genuinely excited about, we have some new Select guitars from Dean, and these guitars really caught my attention because they are equipped with stainless steel frets. Across the entire board of the Select series, to the best of my knowledge and what I was told today, all these guitars come equipped with stainless steel frets. That's huge, man. Dean Guitars is kind of a nostalgic and iconic and legendary brand, but they are not leaning into their nostalgia fans and their nostalgia specs. They're going all out with the imports and throwing all the specs that are essentially industry standard here in 2024, and they brought it for these guitars, and for that, I'm incredibly excited. Also, too, take a look at the bridge on, say, this Thoroughbred. I'll put it up on the screen. I don't know what this thing's called, but it's giant. I don't know what to call it. It's something I've never seen before, but just having a big clunky bridge. Clunky is not a bad word. It's a compliment, but that just automatically equates to sustain and just tonal goodness. You know what I'm saying? So really, really impressed with the Selects, and call it how it is. I love the color. Those types of colors are everything I live for with a guitar, right? We also have some beautiful Exiles as well with some Fishman open core and or some Fishman classics, it looks like. So that's super sick. Bolt on and neck through design. I mean, taking a look at those guitars, they look absolutely beautiful. I'm not really one for weaponry-esque guitars. That's just my own flavor. I know a lot of people love them, and rightfully so. So we have the Select Series Cadillac kind of tobacco burst, which, I'm hit or miss with the Cadillac. It's such a weird, unique shape for all the right reasons. Apparently they're filming the new Fast and the Furious in this neighborhood, unbeknownst to me. I wish they would have told me. Anyway, moving right along, we have the Vengeance V. Now, these guitars have been on our, or at least my radar, for almost 3 years now, which is kind of crazy to think about. But with the whole kind of rebranding and taking a step back that Dean Guitars unfortunately had to do over the last couple of years, I've been informed that these are actually in stock and good to go. So we have several different Vengeance Vs, and it's kind of funny how like things work out, just like with the whole legal side. I'm not getting into that at all, but like I think the pointy Vs look better from Dean versus the rounded off anyway. So like it's kind of a win for them in my opinion. We also have the Select ML as well in this kind of tobacco burst. And again, what's really cool, I'll say it again, they all have these really unique bridges and they all have stainless steel frets. Then we also have the Zeros, and now these are kind of very similar and kind of go hand in hand with the Vengeance Vs. The Zeros, you know, again, just very weaponry, very just mean looking and very Dean, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, for some reason, the one that has the Evertune and is red and black is the one I like the most, even though I'm not really a fan of red guitars, nor am I really a fan of Evertunes, but just something about it, like, spoke to me, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was super sick. Okay, now I want to start to talk about the good stuff. We've already kind of covered a lot here, but, like, this is where, in my opinion, Dean guitars really shined, and that is with the bevy and the abundance of new signature guitars. Now, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of signature guitars. You know, take that with a grain of salt, but, like, these signature guitars from Dean are really sick, man. Like, I like the signature guitars more than the production model, which is rare for me. I usually go the other way. But, you know, the first one we have here is Jonathan from Anthrax, this beautiful purple Exile. I don't know if this is exactly new. I might have seen this. I may have not. I'm not sure. But definitely the first time I've seen it in person. And I love purple guitars. Purple is one of my favorite colors. It's like perfect, man. We also have like a smoky gray and like a charcoal burst one as well. That's super cool. Now, these two thoroughbreds, I want to let you guys know that Black Beauty thoroughbred with the Floyd and the EMGs is far and away my favorite guitar that Dean Guitars has to offer this year. One thing I want to let you guys know about like where the guitar market is and just where guitars are going, it seems everything has Fishmans anymore. There's not many EMGs on the floor, which is a bummer because I like EMGs more than Fishmans. I love Fishmans, but EMGs are like, that's my shit. I love EMGs. So we have this Wayne Lozniak, I believe that's how you say his last name. Forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that, but he is in the band Hatebreed, and he has two signature guitars. He has the Black Beauty with the gold Floyd, and he has the white one underneath it with the black hardware. Both of them crush, man. I like the one with the Floyd. Black Beauty guitars are super beautiful, man. But both of them super sick, and yeah, they really like stole the show, stole the display for me for Dean Guitars. And then underneath as well, we have a blue thoroughbred from John Connolly from Seven Dust. And Seven Dust is legendary. I love Seven Dust. So shout out to John. That's a beautiful guitar, man. Now, this is where we get into the weapons of the arsenal. We have the Overlord, I believe it's called. The new Kerry King, formerly of Slayer, now with his new band. This guitar was announced last Namm, but now it's like officially out and should be available in Q2 to the best of my knowledge. Now, this V right here is super wild. We have a 7-string Carl Sanders signature V, and this thing looks super mean, dude. Just everything about it, like the headstock is really angular and mean looking. The finish is super classy. It's almost like a Black Beauty with a gold hardware and like a gold aesthetic. Really dig that, and it's not even my style at all. Like, you guys know me, I like rounded shapes, but when it's with Dean, for some reason, that thing just looks super mean, and I dig it. Then we also have two Greg from Mudvayne signature guitars. That's super sick. Who doesn't love Mudvayne? I love Mudvayne. So happy that Mudvayne's like in our lives again, and like they're doing it the right way, the Mudvayne way. You know, like with you know, face paint and like fake blood and the theatrics, man. I love theatrical musics. I know AJ Good from the House of Masks. Really appreciate that. You know, shout out AJ Good. What's up, dude? Hope you're doing well, man. But yeah, really happy with that. And then last but not least, we have all of the custom shop kind of samples that Dean Guitars always brings out, whether it's at their own event in Tampa, Florida, or at the Namm show. I was able to hold the $10,000 Doyle guitar, and you know, it's an interesting guitar, you know, to say the least. But then also too, I love these two guitars here that, you know, you could put two and two together and kind of see what's going on here. We have a Zero and a Vengeance V looking very similar to some other guitars, and I'll just leave it at that. So, and that's on purpose, obviously. So I'm a fan of that, you know what I mean? Then we also have two MLs, a really bright red one, and then we have kind of like a faded cherry, however you want to describe that. That's super cool. And then next we have this beautiful kind of looking tequila burst, I think it was described to me, ML. And then we have a super sick red-orange Cadillac. And yeah, like Cadillacs are sick. When they're done right, they're super sick. So that's all the footage I have and all the things I have to describe and share with you all. And long story short, man, I really sincerely feel as though Dean Guitars is back, and like there's no more like bullshit, you know what I mean? Like there's no more like, I don't know anything, just before I say another word. This is allegedly in one man's opinion, kind of read in the room. It just seems like that's all in the past and nothing but good things are in the future. So with that being said, man, yeah, I really sincerely love what Dean Guitars brought to the Namm show, and it is not lukewarm at all in my opinion. The Select series with stainless steel frets, you know, the V's and the Zeros are out. The signature guitars, I'll say that again, like I love the Wayne, you know, Wozniak Black Beauty with the Floyd, super killer. That purple one from Jonathan, awesome. You know, all the above, man. So, oh yeah, and the Silverburst Cadillac, if I didn't say that, like all that encompassing, man. Those are my thoughts and opinions on Dean Guitars, and I'm super thankful to have Dean Guitars, you know, welcome me and, you know, just hang out with me for a little bit up at their booth today. It was a lot of fun to see some old faces and meet some new people as well. So that's everything I have to say about Dean Guitars, and yeah, everybody, thanks so much for watching, okay? So again, if you're brand new to my channel, hope you enjoyed this rare setting, me just hanging out, you know, in the Southern California weather. But yeah, be sure to subscribe, like this video, really helps out. Really appreciate y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video, okay? Later.